You miss them, right? You miss their voice, you miss their presence, you miss talking to them, you miss just joking around and being present together and being happy, possibly smiling, laughing together. You miss them. I want to let you know that this is totally like normal and it's natural for you to miss them. And I know that it's probably quite quite a challenge knowing that they're no longer in your life. They're no longer a part of what is considered your reality. They are not gonna make more memories with you. You're not gonna take more photos together. You just you just miss them. And I want to let you know that I understand. I understand how you feel. I understand that it's difficult. It can be hard. Maybe you messed up. Maybe you disappointed them in some sort of way. Maybe you changed. Maybe you changed, whether it's to the better or to the worst, but maybe you did change. Maybe you don't even realize that. Maybe you don't even realize that you changed, but they do. They realize that you are not the same. There's something about you that's just different. Now, whether that's positive or negative is what you know deep down, but to them they might translate it. Whether they want to translate it in a positive or negative way is up to them. But I want to hold space for you to let you know that I know how you feel, and it's okay to feel like that. And you're strong. What I want you to do now is I want you to hear this, okay? So, when you miss someone, there's going to be different stages that you go through, right? The initial stages that you go through when you miss somebody is going to be the most difficult. This is the most difficult, right? But then gradually, as months goes by, it starts being slightly easier and then it might spike back up. A year later, maybe 9 months later, you might start missing them a lot and getting emotional. And then it might go down again and it might go up one more time, one last time, down, maybe another time. But I want to let you know that as hard as I know how it is, I want to let you know that the best thing you can do in the first stage is just the first stage is where you sort of like you're in shock, right? You're in shock. You're like, because your brain can't comprehend it because you were used to being with that person all the time. telling them how your day was, hearing about how their day was, hearing their voice, feeling their touch in the physical, feeling their touch in the spiritual, emotional as well. And it's like now it's not there, so your brain is naturally gonna be in a state of shock for X amount of time, and you're gonna miss them. You're gonna miss the way that they laugh. Maybe they laugh in a silly way or whatever. You might even miss them getting angry at you, even. You might miss everything about them. Everything. The good, the bad, the in between. It's going to be the strongest in that first initial phase when you're shocked. But then eventually you move on to the next stage, and this is the stage where you sort of come to terms with the fact. You accept it. You sign off, right? You sign off on it and you accept it. I miss this person and I'm okay. I am willing to express this. I miss them to myself. You're acknowledging the fact that you miss them, but you accept. You accept that they're not here. You accept it. And I want to let you know this, that this takes strength. It really does take strength. Not everybody can do this. It does take strength. Trust me. All right. And now you might fall back in the stage of replaying the memories, possibly replaying the good times, replaying the bad times, and just remembering things about this person spontaneously. It can happen right before you go to sleep. It can happen as you type that long paragraph for your boss. It can happen while you are sitting in traffic. It can happen while you are having a conversation with another human being, and you might seem present. You might seem invested in that conversation. You might seem and look like you are hearing what that person across from you is talking about. But only you know that your mind is preoccupied. You're out of control. You're just thinking about them. This is one of the stages. You remember their presence, how they felt when they're around you, how you felt deep down. You start remembering that. It comes back and it goes, and it just comes back and it goes until you come to the third stage. This third stage is where you start not thinking about them as much. Not as much, right? You just think about them every once in a while, but it's just like not as much. Now you develop the ability to start being able to focus and be able to be more present in the moment again. You start being able to do that. Maybe you start going on dates again. Maybe you start downloading dating apps and going on dates, right? And now, in this stage, this is probably one of the hardest stages. Stage 4. Now, now you go on dates, right? Before that date, you get ready, put on your favorite outfit, brush your teeth, get a haircut, make sure your mustache is lined up, apply your favorite cologne to impress said date. And then you show up on the date. 20, 30 minutes later, you're sitting across the table from a stranger with that smile on your face that you were rehearsing in the mirror minutes before you met the stranger. Smiling, pretending like you're having a good time, but then it hits you. You just see their face. You see their face in that stranger's face. So you excuse yourself and you go to the restroom. You might shed a tear. That's normal. It's normal. It's natural. Don't be ashamed of that. But then, as soon as you shed the tear, you look in the mirror, you wipe it out, you wipe it off, right? You go back to the date. You enjoy your steak dinner, the glass of wine. Ask her what's her favorite color. What does her tattoo mean? You know, like same questions that you've asked a lot of people. This is one of the hardest stages. But in this stage, you know something beautiful can happen. There's a good part about it. In this stage, you realize that you're not ready. You're not ready even though you thought you were ready. So you just go home, you send her a text, you send your date a text, you tell her, hey, thank you for your time. I don't think I'm ready to see you again. You were beautiful though, and I'm sure there's a guy out there for you. You might send a message along these lines, right? She says, it's okay. I had a good time at our date. So you go home and then you accept. You accept the fact that you're not ready. So now, stage 5. This is what you do. You start spending more time with yourself. You start knowing yourself better. You start picking up hobbies, maybe doing things that you love to do. Maybe you start going to the gym a little bit more. You start reading books. You start maybe hanging out with friends again that you were neglecting. You maybe start investing in your business. Maybe you get a better job or something. And you start spending more time with yourself. You know, you start learning things about yourself that you probably didn't know before. You start learning how to be yourself. And by doing so, you start loving yourself. You start realizing that you have the ability to love yourself. You're not missing anything. You have the ability to stand by yourself. And because you found out that you can do this, now you are in a way stronger position to be the kind of man that a woman will respect, a woman will admire, a woman will feel safe with. And now the next woman you meet, the next person you meet, something clicks. You realize that all I have to do is keep showing up in this relationship as my authentic self that loves themselves. So naturally, you don't get too invested. You don't get emotionally dependent upon this person. It might be slightly harder for you to connect with them at first, but you do it eventually. You do it. And then now you're in a better position because you love yourself. You love yourself. You are love. You are the love that you've always been seeking in others. You are love. There is no love outside of you. It doesn't exist. So you start moving with good intentions. You start doing acts of kindness to everyone around you without expecting a form of payment in return. And now you became a powerful motherfucker.